Welcome to the June edition of Arts A La Carte, the program that tells you about some of the exciting cultural events that are going on in the Kanawha Valley area. Hello, I'm Margaret Lieberman, Executive Director of Fund for the Arts, and so glad that you're taking a moment out of your busy day to check in on what's going on. Of course, we have all kinds of exciting things going on in June because Festival is here. And in the second part of the show, we will be taking a more in-depth look at Festival. But for our first half, we are delighted to have in the studio Denise White, who is going to tell us about a wonderful gospel concert which is coming up in July. So welcome, Denise.
Thank you so much for having me here, Margaret. It's my delight.
Well, we're excited to learn something about this concert. So first of all, for people who maybe haven't met you before since you came here from out of state,
All right.
tell me a little bit about the organization that you represent.
I'd be happy to. The organization I represent is A More Excellent Way Ministries worldwide. It is headquartered in St. Albans, West Virginia. It has affiliate organizational members in several states as well as in several countries in Africa, Brazil, and the Philippines.
And actually, we didn't have a chance to mention this before, but I grew up in Africa.
Oh,
I
wonderful.
came to the States in 1980, but up until then I lived in Africa. So that's interesting to know that you're there too.
Yes, we are.
And what led you to decide on a gospel concert for this area?
We've been doing a couple of different things each year that the conference has been held in Charleston, and this year we wanted to identify a gospel artist or artist who could come into the area and share with us their unique skills and abilities. So this year we're delighted that Anita Wilson, who is actually releasing her new CD this month.
Oh, great timing.
It was perfect timing. She's going to be joining us as the kickoff to our 4th annual convention, along with local artist Stephen Thomas. Anita has really been on the cutting edge in gospel music of late. She has a wonderful single called Jesus Will, which is kind of an upbeat contemporary song. She also has some really nice praise and worship songs that she has done herself. She's written herself. And Stephen Thomas, who is the other artist that will be joining her on the evening of July 17th, he has a more contemporary style, very much more contemporary, which will appeal to the younger group, the younger audience.
So something for everybody.
Something for everyone, absolutely, absolutely.
And where is the concert going to be held?
The concert is going to be held at First Baptist Church, which is located on Shrewsbury. In fact, that's the location for the convention as well. And so it's going to be Thursday, July 17th. It's going to be an evening performance for both of them.
Now, does one need tickets for the concert?
They do indeed. They do indeed.
Absolutely. And could you tell us where people who want to come and hear Ms. Wilson and Mr. Thomas can get their tickets?
Oh, absolutely. Thank you. They can get them at several different locations. They can get them at First Baptist Church. They do have tickets available there.
Now, is there an office open in that building
There
during
is.
the week? You don't
Yes.
have to wait for Sunday
Service, exactly. Yes, you're right. There is an office available and open during the week that people can go and pick up tickets. They can also pick up tickets at E-Steps, the men's
store on the corner of Summers and Lee Streets.
Yes,
I'm familiar with it.
Yes, they can pick up tickets there. They can also pick up tickets online. They can purchase them online through eventbrite.com.
Is the Bright B-R-I-G-H-T or B-R-I-T-E? You never.
The second
it's
one,
B-R-I-T-E. Eventbrite, B-R-I-T-E.com. Excellent. So we're in fact looking at a poster for your event now that is showing to our viewers, and there you see Anita's picture. And that's going to be really cool. Now, how long does the actual convention run?
The convention runs starting on the 17th with the kickoff concert, and it will run through that Sunday.
So over the weekend mostly.
So over the weekend. So we'll have In addition to the concert, we're going to have workshops and seminars. That Saturday, we're going to have a youth explosion. We're closing off Shrewsbury.
Oh, exciting.
And so we're going to offer an opportunity to have a youth, I won't say a talent show, but a showcase of their skills and abilities.
In different genres.
In different genres, exactly, which will be really exciting. We're very, very excited about it.
Have you got somebody going to video that, or?
We're hoping so. We're working towards that right now, that we'll have.
Sounds like a good opportunity for a flash mob.
It does, it does, it does. Well, there's a lot of excitement brewing about that aspect, as well as there are a number of local artists in the area that will have an opportunity to exhibit their talents as well.
Sure.
So we're really pleased with how things are progressing. There's a lot of work involved and a lot of last minute details, but things are moving along very nicely.
Now, do you have any idea right now about how many visitors are coming in for the convention?
We've been hearing from as far away as Kenya.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
That's
yes.
pretty far.
And several people in the United States. So we have people coming in from Florida, Michigan, Indiana, Ohio. We may even have a few from the West Coast as well that are coming
Wow.
in. So we're very, very pleased with how things are turning out.
Oh, that is so great. And how many can you actually seat for the concert? Like, what sort of size audience can you?
We can actually seat 800 people.
800, that's pretty good.
Yes, that is. That's exceptional.
That's a good sized venue.
It is.
So if you're thinking that gospel concert sounds like something you ought to be doing, you better go over and get your tickets and make sure of your seat, because 800 seats will be swallowed up quickly. So don't forget to stop by at First Baptist on Shrewsbury or at East Steps, or go online and get your seats secured so that you can hear these wonderful artists. It's not often we get an opportunity to do that, so you need to make the most of it. Denise, I've really enjoyed hearing about this event. It sounds like it's going to be terrific. I bet you're pretty busy organizing right now.
We are. We're in launch mode, as they call it. So.
Launch mode. 10, 9,
and
8.
Exactly. That's it, exactly. So if anyone else is interested, they can also call us at the number that was on the screen as well.
Right.
And we will get back with them with information.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for coming to share this with our viewers.
Oh, thank you,
I wish you
Margaret.
every success with the convention and the gospel concert, and look forward to hearing that it was just fabulous.
We will make sure that you're aware of it. Thank you so much for this opportunity. I really appreciate it.
Oh, you're welcome. And in the break between halves, you'll be looking at a picture of the crowd at Blues, Brews, and Barbecue that will show you, get you all fired up to come out and enjoy yourself on the banks of the river. So stay tuned and we'll hear more about Festival when we return. Welcome back to Arts A La Carte, the program that tells you something about what's going on in the Kanawha Valley in the cultural arena during the month of June. And as I told you, and you just got a chance to see that picture from the riverbank at the University of Charleston of the Blues, Brews, and Barbecue Festival, which I hope has whetted your appetite to get yourself over there this year. So we know that Festival is approaching fast. And they say if you want to know what's happening, you should go to the horse's mouth. Now, I wouldn't dream to imply that my next guest looks anything like a horse at all, because she doesn't. I have the delightful Nina Denton Passanetti with me. She is the chairman of the theater and dance part of Festival, and also the president of the board of Festival. So we're going to find out all kinds of interesting things you can do towards the end of this month. So welcome, Nina.
Thank you, Margaret.
So nice to have you here.
Good to be here.
All right, so let's start with dance, because
Okay.
we both love dance.
We do both love dance, and there's a little bit of every kind of dance in this year's festival. We have what we term the Dance Gala, which is at the Cultural Center on the Wednesday between the two weekends of festival, June 25th. And this year we have the River City Youth Ballet Ensemble and Charleston Ballet, plus our guest artists. And our guest artists are a very exciting duo. They're both soloists with New York City Ballet, Savannah Lowry and Zachary Catazio. And then we are bringing in a corps de ballet member from Claire Von Eck, and she's a member of the corps de ballet of New York City Ballet.
And you were mentioning to me that you thought it would be interesting for dancers in this region to see how very high your level of accomplishment had to be just to make the corps de ballet of the New York City Ballet.
I thought that would be something the company dancers in the program and the audience would enjoy seeing.
I think it's a wonderful point. Because for goodness sake, we know how hard dancers have to work to get that accomplished. It takes a lot of effort.
And she's young, and she's originally from Cleveland, and I think she's excited to be coming to Charleston to do this, as are the other two.
Oh, well, that is super. And do you have an idea at this time what the duo will be performing?
I do. You know, George Balanchine, that along with Lincoln Kirstein, founded New York City Ballet, defected from Russia, and gave us a whole new form of dance in the United States, faster than the Russian form, and just kind of with our fast-paced life in America and the neoclassic ballets, and we particularly wanted to use some of his choreography. Now, he's no longer living, but we did pay the Balanchine Trust, and the duo dancers are doing Who Cares, which is choreographed by George Balanchine, and it's Gershwin music. And then they're doing the, from Tchaikovsky music, Diamonds Pas de Deux from Jules.
Jules is one of my favorite ballets, so I'm
It's
really
a beautiful
excited
ballet.
about that.
One of
coming.
the only full-length ballets that George Balanchine did, because he didn't particularly
Mostly
do story
worked in
ballets.
shorter,
He didn't do
more
the story
abstract,
ballets.
right.
And then, of course, the other young lady is doing a classical Petipa variation from Sleeping Beauty. So with the other companies in this, we have a little bit of Romanian folk dance on point. We have a little bit of Appalachian flair dance, flappers. I think we have some contemporary. I think it's going to be a varied program that everyone will enjoy.
We'll find something that they really connect with.
Yes.
And you know, I think it's so important. We don't often get a chance to see, other than on television, dancers of the caliber of these artists who will be coming down from New York. And it's so different seeing them live in the theater from what you see when you watch on television. Of course, they look wonderful on television, but you're never as engaged as you are when you're on, you know, in the theater. And I think it's so important that people, for themselves, and if they're wanting to expose their children to art, to take them to see live performance, because there is really no substitute for that.
It's the audience brings out something every time in a performer, whether it be a dancer, singer, or
Actor, or whatever,
yes.
Absolutely. I always thought it was so interesting when I would be acting in the cast of a theater production, how much it would change from night to night. The audience would laugh at different jokes. And you would think they would all laugh at the same lines.
That's what makes live theater and performance so exciting.
And you can feel
Sure.
a vibration coming back from the
can.
audience.
You can.
And you know, you'll hear people say, well, this house is really quick to get the jokes and this house is much slower to get the jokes. And you think it's just a random group of people, but they sort of acquire their own personality.
They do, I know. Yeah, that's true. And sometimes the audience that isn't raucous enjoys it more than the audience that is.
Because they're internalizing
They
more.
are.
Yeah, that's true. Now, if people want to buy tickets for the dance gala, can you tell them how they should do that?
Yes, they can go to the box office at the Clay Center. Now, the performance is at the Culture Center Theater.
Right.
But you can buy tickets at the Clay Center, and that number is 561-3570. Preface it with a 304, 561-3570. Or you can go online to claycenter.org.
Excellent.
Or you can go to Backstage Bodywear, Taylor Books, or either of the other companies that are performing with
The Charleston Ballet or the River City Youth Ballet Ensemble.
And you know, we have a lot of other dance events happening during festival. It's like the first weekend on the Sunrise Trail. JADCO, which is the January Academy of Dance, has a performance on that trail from 1 to 4 on Sunday, and that would be Sunday the 22nd. And then the second weekend, we have Carly Marinick with all of her inventive masks.
From Lewisburg.
She's from Lewisburg. She performs with Trillium a lot, and up in Lewisburg. And
Yes.
it's called Reindeer Dream. She is so inventive, and she does it, you know, in the park, Davis Park, and that's all free performances, as was the one on Sunrise Trail. And